Morning, everybody.
My phobia is getting pulled over by the police.
Man, my heart dropped every time.
We are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that?
Because it's teaching, in my personal humble opinion, young women that you don't have to really go out there and get a real job. You can look pretty and spend your days, see who you can date, and become Instagram famous. And then you too can be fabulous every day. It's an unrealistic expectation of you.
But we're going downhill from here.
Little balled up stomachs.
Nobody wants to own up to anything they've done to African American people over the past 400 years. You want to take everything that we got, everything that we brought this country. Forget, you know what? I love indigenous people. I love everything.
I always talk about the movements. Why people keep doing stupid stuff and why I don't get the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just start my own thing?
A whole entire country was built on the backs of...
Hey, listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh, my. Look at those words. Okay, holla at her for a second.
This is not 9 minutes and 49 seconds sitting on somebody's neck. This is an officer doing a very difficult job, right? That should have been avoided before it happened.
Did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I did mean that. With my whole being and my whole heart.
TFG tonight with Brenton, Haynes and the morning team.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Thank you, cousin. Good morning, everybody. I guess I should say good night to Afghanistan, because yeah, today was the last day. You know, it's like a good old pink slip, right? They're gone. And a lot of people are not happy about that, right? So, yeah, well, hey, everybody, good to see y'all. We hadn't seen y'all in 7 days. I'm excited, though. I really am, man. I'm ready to talk to you guys. I'm ready to have a conversation. Got a lot to talk about today. One thing we won't be talking about is Donald Trump, because, yeah, he got a lot of legal battles going on right now, so he's not really showing his face a lot right now. So yeah, we're not gonna bring him up, right? So I believe some of you guys are okay with that, right? So I just want to welcome you all to TFG News, and I am your host, Mr. Haynes, and this is TFG Tonight, right? The morning show that you can watch at night. I'm excited. So let's see who we got backstage, and let's get started with this thing, y'all.
What's going on?
What's up, cousin? Good to see you.
Just hanging.
Yeah, man. So look here, man. I guess the family, I don't know, they getting ready for Labor Day early or something. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Yeah, but everybody seemed to be busy. And, you know, I get it. You know, if you're gonna start Black Friday early, you know, I think like they're trying to start it in October, like right before Halloween now, or something like that.
Really?
No, I'm just checking.
I'm gonna say.
I'm just teasing. Man, listen, it feels like old times, man.
It does.
Yeah.
Feel like old times.
If y'all don't know, this is where it really started at right here. So and then, you know, we ended up getting some family, so I got kind of spoiled. But y'all know we finna work this thing now, right? Yeah, man. So good to see you, man. So listen, let's go ahead and get started with this thing. First on the agenda, man, what we got? Yes. Yes. Look, y'all. Look. Like I told y'all, Joe and them said we out of here, right? I shot him in the deuces. But listen, y'all remember? No, we didn't talk about it last week. So apparently, if you guys don't know, as they were getting the evacuees out of Afghanistan, one of our enemies was able to detonate a suicide bomb. And it killed over 170 people. Well, did it kill them? All one? No, everything injured 170.
Injured a lot, but I forgot. It was a lot of people that got killed though.
Yeah, it was. I think it was about 170 though. Yeah. But yeah. So man, at the end of the day, y'all, they've been chomping at the bit to do that. Like for the simple fact that they want to drive cars with bombs in them. So there's a lot of things they wanted to do. And so Uncle Joe got up there and said, "We won't forgive you." And when we ain't gonna let up, and we're gonna come get you. And well, guess what, Uncle Joe sent told Uncle Sam, hey, let some of them boys out, and they bombed some places, man, and it was pretty big. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna act like they didn't kill no innocent people, but I'm pretty sure they did.
He's definitely trying to make good. I think he's been listening to people, the media, particularly the right, the Republicans, talk about how he's a weak president and he's not doing enough, and the pullout was all wrong. Which some of that I may or may not agree with. However, he's definitely trying to make good on striking back and trying to show some force. In that, some kids got killed.
Yeah.
Some chilling.
Yeah, they don't like talking about that part,
if you will. That's a little sad.
Yeah.
But is that just the casualty of war? Because it seems like we're about to go to war.
Man, well, I will say this: Liz Cheney, she is never a loss for words, and she don't mind. Listen, she gonna give it to both the left and the right. She actually said this. She says, "You don't." She tweeted this: "You don't end wars by surrendering," and she said, "You don't secure America by leaving Americans behind enemy lines, betraying our allies, and empowering our enemies." So, she's gonna take this opportunity, Doc, to go at it, man. I believe she's kind of set herself up right to maybe put a bid in the next couple of years.
Bid in for what? President?
Yeah, you don't think so?
Isn't she the independent? She's the moderate or whatever.
Well, she's a Republican.
Oh no! That's you talking about Dick Cheney's daughter.
Yes, Liz Cheney. Yeah, yes.
I don't see. I just don't see it happening.
Well, okay, all right.
I just don't see it. I can see her running, but I don't see her winning. I'll say that.
No, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But it is what it is. But hey, Joe had to do what he had to do. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we just not aware of. That made him have to make this decision. Again, I don't want Trump to act like he didn't start this, but he prided himself a couple of years ago about meeting with the Taliban with big boy secretary of the state, so Pompeo. So it is what it is. So he did what he did, and it's gonna stay in his record. But
he's gonna do some more. It ain't over because there's more threats right now. They just shot down some rockets. You hear about that?
Yes.
They just shoot down some rockets because they are still trying to kill folks, Americans. And basically they said that the last plane has gone out.
Right.
So if we try to come over and get any more folks,
it's gonna be some trouble.
All heck is about to break loose. So it's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens and if he has the fortitude to continue striking if he needs to.
Well, I'll say this: I'm gonna wait on the Frontline documentary for this one because it's gonna be pretty good. Everybody started running their mouth after it's all over with. So what I'm saying. So we'll see. I'll let y'all know what they talk about because I like watching that stuff. All right, that's Afghanistan airstrike. What we got next, man? Oh, Mr. West. Did you hear the album?
I have listened to most of it. I'll say about 90% of it.
So you on track 20,
25. It's long. It's a very long. It's 27 tracks, I think it is.
I would say if CDs were still in business, he would have a double CD for sure.
He ain't lying, at least a double.
Man, that's a lot, man. So first impressions, what you think about it?
Listen, I'm being like a politician. I'm a huge Kanye West fan. Yay, if I may. I'm a huge fan. I like pretty much most stuff that he does as relates to artistry. I expected more. I'm like I said on another show, I really enjoyed Life of Pablo and the way he did Life of Pablo with Famous and all that, and highlights, all that. This one, it's like he was strategically trying to get some word up in us, right? Strategically though. And I agree with DJ. DJ just commented saying subpar. He loves Jay, and those are my sentiments as well. It's not as great as I like. I like it, but it ain't. I had the bar set too high, and with all these what's the word? acting like it's gonna come out and then it's not, and all these delays.
Anticipation.
You expect it to be just spectacular, and it was not spectacular for me.
Yeah. I'm not the first. Okay, I'm gonna say this for full disclosure. I did like Kanye. I guess the album I liked the most was the College Dropout.
Yeah, a lot of people like that one.
Yeah, I think. But beyond that, we kind of seen Kanye. It wouldn't really grow up, but I don't know what. I guess we seen him become a billionaire through all these CDs, right? And so this is my thing though about Kanye. I said this when he did the first, and it's so funny. Apple didn't even really know how to identify this album, right? But they went ahead and classified it as hip hop, and so I was like, well, okay, I guess. I'll say this: I had zero expectations for Kanye because number one, Kanye is really a conundrum, and when I say that, because Kanye is trying to do something that is impossible, which is he wants to merge the world of hip hop with the world of gospel Christianity
with the profane.
Yeah, that's like the reason why y'all hear the album the way y'all do and y'all feel the way y'all feel is because what Kanye is trying to infuse, and he can't infuse that. Like it's impossible. Like you even take gospel rappers, right? They at least they ain't gonna try to cuss, and if they are, you know what I'm saying, then they're really not legit, right? So, but Kanye got. And even with gospel rappers, they at least trying to live the life. Mm-hmm. Like Kanye got people. This is really funny, right? When you think about Snoop Dogg being given Gospel Album of the Year.
Yeah.
Right? You remember that? And all of a sudden, people love that album. Snoop could care less about gospel. But then you have Kanye, who is literally, I believe he's being sincere in trying to do it. And I'm going to tell you something, when I listen to this album, I listened to Kanye. Kanye is rapping about the thoughts in his head. Hey, Miss Hart, good to see you. Bitter and sweet water. No, that's exactly right. Can't come from the same well at all. So that's 100%. And that's the problem with Kanye. Kanye is trying to do what you guys are hearing from Kanye is a man giving his thoughts out loud.
In therapy, he's having therapy right in front of us.
That's exactly what he's doing, right? Because he is having a contrast. I'm gonna tell y'all just like this. This is so funny because we're talking about who is the African American tonight, but the religious part of it, and it's funny how Kanye is literally doing what Jesus talked to the rich young ruler, and he said, "How do I follow you?" He said, "Well, you got to give up everything." He said he only dropped it because Drake drops Thursday. Nobody is listening to it. Well, see, again, that's the problem, right? He's trying to merge two worlds. He's going to have to choose one.
But let him tell it. According to his tweets, Universal dropped it without his approval. Let him say it. He said he didn't approve whether to be dropped right now, and he's only saying that because Soulja Boy, B. Slade, aka Tone, Chris Brown, and some others are upset that their verses got taken off or wasn't played on that. So I think he's only saying it because everybody's coming at him and calling him all every name in the book.
Yeah, Bradley Taylor, I agree with you. Said rap and gospel just don't mix, and that's what Kanye's trying to do, right? And that's impossible for him to do so in its entirety, man. I at the end of the day, brother, I'm gonna just tell you like this, Kanye, you are really giving because that's how men think, exactly how he is. He's on this anxiety kick, whether it's about his mama, it's about his girls, about his money. Man, you got to make up your mind, brother. And so now you're confusing the people. So
narcissism, battling with spirituality, battling with grieving for his mom, battling with the divorce. All these battles intertwined into one, and we're watching it play out. It's really a meltdown to some degree.
Yeah, so we all paying for it, but he's the one sitting on the couch. So,
but they say he made $12 million off the listening party, $6 million from each one of them.
Yeah, but to what cost is it going to cost him mentally? Whatever, man. So, hey, cool, man. Somebody called it elevator music one time, and I guess if you come cut the yard, I guess you can listen to it. But other than that, I don't see why we're gonna listen to it again. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's Kanye.
He need to go back to Life of Pablo.
Well, I just think I ain't gonna make fun of him. Yeah, I think he need to get his jaw shut up again because that one he was really jamming. Okay. All right, man. What we got next?
Let me see.
Yes. Okay. So this is really interesting to me, y'all. We always talk about the Karens, right? Mm-hmm. And we know who they are and how we deal with them. But it's something very interesting. Here's another a confusing moment for me. It's like you have the liberal white woman who's supposed to be the anti-Karen, right? But then you have this black lady who is married to one of the Proud Boys, and she got all these babies, and all of a sudden her man get put in jail. He only gonna be there for a few months. Hold on, he can't get out.
Oh, she married to the leader?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she married, but that's them his kids. Well, let's look at the video, then let's just talk about how she was acting.
My baby girl, 8 years old, nearly was hit in the face with an explosive by white people dressed up in all black, attacking me and my family. It is not the Proud Boys. And you, the city of Portland, and everybody who supports them needs to know this. My black children were almost hit with bombs and mortars. My 9-year-old son was drenched in pepper gas thrown by Antifa. Boy, if Black Lives Matter to you, you better get a gun.
He's deaf. I love that moment.
I guess he read her lips and seen what she said. Step back.
Right. Well, I just want to say that this is what we are creating, and I'll say this. I don't know what to call these people other than they crazy. They just, it's like everybody's trying to out crazy the other person.
Right.
They literally trying to out crazy the other person. And if you see who she is in its entirety, she's a mixed woman. She's a woman of color, right? And if the good old what's that flag they be carrying around, the Confederate flags, people, they would call her black. Yes, definitely so. Definitely crazy. Yes, ma'am, please, always. So the thing about this one is that she is, it's like she is everything that is just crazy about this moment. Lady was attacked at prayer service in the park. Yeah, yeah. So and this was last week, you're right. But it was just really, I wanted to talk about what is this? Like Ida, we know what that is, right? It was a hurricane. But what is this? We got Karens and we got this. I don't, what do you think about what you saw?
I'm confused by it. Like, was she attacked? Is this the lady that was attacked and she's retaliating because she was attacked? I missed this whole story. I don't think I saw it last week at all.
So this is what happened. She says that there was some type of, if you remember Higher Learning, you remember at the end they had this big rally. You know what I'm saying? So this was some rally in the park, and apparently she was there, and there was a whole bunch of Antifa white people, and they started throwing tear gas and start cutting up with them to try to break up. It was supposed to be
the Proud Boys party.
Yeah.
Oh well, I don't have much sympathy.
Well, and this is the thing, number one, you got your kids out there, and I get it, but it's going to be some trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, she the type of person that should love Kanye's music, this last album, because it's just as confusing to hear as you are looking at her. It's just like, you got black kids, but your man don't like black people. So
one thing that's interesting about that, Bradley Taylor saying something that he keeps reiterating that she was attacked at a prayer service. This is my thing. The KKK consider themselves strong Christians. So did slave owners. So the whole them being at a prayer service thing, then don't really. They think they're doing the Lord's work by treating black folks like crap. so it don't really matter to me if they're at a prayer service. You a hateful person. You get attacked, you subjected to it. You talk crazy in public, and go out in public, whether you with your kids or not. You get what you get, in my opinion.
Right, and Bradley said he's a Christian, and stick around, Bradley, because I want to talk about that in one of my segments as it relates to who is the African American. So I hope you can stick around and hear my thoughts about that whole piece about being a Christian. So that young lady, she also kind of got in the face of one of the liberal women who were talking about Black Lives Matter, and she was white. And then some of the other women, they were like mocking the black police officers. One of them were mocking this black police officer. She was a woman, and she was talking about smile for Breonna Taylor. And this is supposed to be like the people who are supporting Black Lives Matter. It's like, what are you doing? And what do you mean smile for Breonna Taylor? Like, you mad because she doing her job and because she don't want to lose her job, although she is a black woman. She not saying she not protesting. She's just doing a job. But I just felt like it was just counterproductive for them to try to, I find it counterproductive for somebody supporting Black Lives Matter for the sake of that to then berate a black woman. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. I just feel like the Karens, these liberal women, these women who don't know who they sleeping with and why they sleeping with them. I just think it's just getting out of hand. Yeah, it is definitely a bunch of foolishness. So yeah, that's what that was. You told us last week we on African Americans, and we ain't.
Still holds true.
Yeah. So and she sure ain't. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the liberal woman against the, I don't know what you would call her, the
radical.
Okay, well, definitely that. So confusing. How about that? All right, man. What we got next?
Aura.
Rated R.
Robert.
All right. Yeah, Robert Kelly. Now, we're not confused about his music. We're just confused about who he was singing to, right?
And that is so true. Now look, I said this, genius in his artistry, just like Kanye, genius in their artistry. But these geniuses have demons and ugly things attached to them. And in this one in particular, I'll let you get to the story, but nasty.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's R been in jail for a minute. And
DJ.
Skip the topic, please.
Okay.
No, I can't. I only reason I'm bringing it up because like they're not showing the trial, so nobody's seeing it. So we got to at least talk about it, right? I think for the most part he's touched the lives of everybody. Maybe not the same, but
literally and physically.
Yes. So y'all, they've had people on the stands that have talked about how R. Kelly did certain things to people and that they tried to stop him. I was very frustrated with this guy. One of the guys that actually enabled R. Kelly. And for everybody that stood around and let R. Kelly do these things, shame on you.
They should be slapped.
Yeah. And all these people trying to now all of a sudden start whistling Dixie. See, we get mad at our Caucasian brothers and sisters when they stand by and let people like Trump do what he do. But then you see this moment, right? And you like, y'all such hypocrites. And and some of the family that they love R, and they wondering why Cosby and R getting the treatment that they are. Man, right is right and wrong is wrong, right? And my thing was, if R. Kelly was doing this to your daughter, would you then continue to support him?
You want to kill him.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, it got so bad they started talking about the reason why he wanted to marry Aaliyah, right? And the fact that she was pregnant. Again, all this is alleged, right? It's all alleged. and the fact that he needed to marry her in order to be that authority to say that she can get an abortion, right? And so, well, I hear you.
I'm not surprised by that. I mean, if you like kids, you like little kids. Who would say you don't like little boys as part of this whole kid? You like anything.
See, DJ, you gotta understand what perversion does. See, I've worked in foster care for a long time, and the problem with perversion, man, is it has no boundaries, right? His lyrics speaks for
right, his lyrics, right. He was giving us subliminals and all those years in the 90s. He's giving us all the subliminals.
Oh, what you say, Ms. Hart? I heard he married her to keep from getting charged with statutory rape by her parents. Well, that shouldn't have stopped it, because you can't marry somebody that age in this country. So I don't know how he would.
Now, that's enough. What he did to Aaliyah is enough for him to be put under the jail.
Yeah. Again, it's so much to come out of it, but what I'm taking from this as my frustration arises. That ain't your jam. Get out of here. Oh, you're talking to Derek. Oh, okay. But my problem is that all these enablers now are coming to the stand, which is probably because they're trying to keep themselves out of jail. So they just sitting up blowing the whistle on this joker. Man, yeah, man. But listen, as far as y'all being tried in the public, man, y'all guilty. Y'all guilty, man. And I feel sorry for them. You know what I'm saying? That it took somebody putting a documentary on Netflix for them to all of a sudden start dealing with R. Kelly, man. But I'm telling you, man, we as a people, we have tolerated it enough. And if we're not going to excuse it from the whites, we sure don't need to excuse it for these blacks.
And can I say something?
Yeah.
It's so bothersome. There's a lot of people that defend this foolishness, that make excuses for Aura. There's a lot of women that make excuses for Aura. There's a lot of women that have been molested or have kids that were molested that take up for Aura. And men. There's a lot of men that were molested that take up for Aura. And I just don't understand that whole curse, if you will, of people that try to take up for people that are doing things that they were victim of. Like, it is a big problem in the black family of molestation and these perverts that are touching kids, Uncle Joe or Uncle Harry or whomever. And we think that just because they black and that we need to sweep it under the rug, these idiots need the death penalty, in my opinion, because you ruin people's lives forever.
Right. And to your point, bro, this is my thing. The whole point about I just lost my train of thought when you were talking about just these people supporting him and then being victims themselves. It's ridiculous that y'all and again, here it is, DJ. Here's why we're not African American. That because we don't get that many wins, and because we've seen so many people of a different color get off, that we'd rather see one of ours get off than to be dealt with justly. Mm-hmm. I'd rather lose and have a conscience than to win. Like, again, OJ did it. R did it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's the two we're gonna live with, right? But y'all gotta stop defending these jokers, right? Because this is the problem, that just because we want to normalize abuse, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of 12 play, you know what I'm saying, shame on you anyway. All right, there's your 4 bars right there.
Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly.
What'd you say?
Cardi B. I'm sorry.
Blacks kill our legends and praise them after we kill them. Example, Michael Jackson. Well, I hear you, but can we say it like this? They killed themselves.
And they should be killed if they are molesters and abusers and have ruined the lives of others.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I spit some, Doc. So this is my thing, bro. If you didn't do nothing, right, then we ain't got nothing to kill you for. So that's just where I'm at, right? That's me. I'd rather see you be a guy that's upstanding, you know what I'm saying, for your whole career, than to sit up here and be something, and then we all of a sudden we want to forgive you because we want to hear more music from you. Well, guess what? Just like Tiger Woods sucked after he got ratted out, R. Kelly ain't gonna make no good music now because he done got ratted out. So now what? He ain't the same guy no more. So that's why when he come out with some music, if y'all like him, then y'all like Kanye new album. That is right. So it's just the same thing. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna make that a running joke tonight. Anything that's confusing, that means you like the new album of Kanye, Donda. I mean, which I didn't even know the boy mom named Donda till he said it at the end. I was like,